Pathfinder keeps Maev up. It was going to be a close thing.
And healing, what? Get out of, no! No!
Triple stun again. Big flanks coming out from the Blaze.
It's a death metal, though.
Death metal into the double, triple kill.
Welcome everybody to the stream. I'm here today to present you with Who Knows Gaming versus Deviled Keggs B West Division Round 5 match. It'll be an interesting run today. Make sure everything is updated appropriately. Let's get into the overview, as I think the gentlemen want to get into the game sooner rather than later. I think Who Knows Gaming won or lost coin toss. I'm not entirely certain. But I do know that they are the ones with that did get first picks. I think they won the coin toss. Devil Keggs banned out Alterac Pass and Cursed Hollow, and we also had Dragonchar and Volskaya banned out. So we're going to be going to Infernal Shrines, the quintessential standard map here in NGS. So we'll be getting into that matchup right away. I do have to deal with something very quickly here, so bear with me. As we get into draft, I might have to pop in after the fact, after some things have happened here, but let's get into it. That is up. See everybody. Make sure that we are in the thing. So I'll be right back. Enjoy the draft as I get things set up. I was running a little bit behind due to my computer having a little bit of an issue.
Powering off. Just switch a couple things here. Sorry about everything, guys. All right. Chan ETC ban. Chan being banned by Devil Keggs is kind of an odd thing there. All right, that should be the end of amateurish hour here in Casting Land. Yeah, but they banned it themselves, which is a bit of an odd thing. You'd think they would want it, but looks like they're trying some other strategies here. So let's make sure I've got it all proper here. Okay, I am getting trolled. It's a little annoying. I hate it when this happens. Go on the right side, guys. Why are we on the wrong side? So, okay, so no, Devil Keggs didn't ban it out. It was banned out by Who Knows Gaming. I had things on the wrong side. Yeah, they set themselves up on the wrong side. I didn't notice immediately, so I guess it's going to be flipped around for this matchup. And now I am super behind. So, good fun all around. Sorry about the commentary, guys. Really, really behind. But I'm just trying to catch up on it, and we'll discuss it after kind of finally caught up. Alright. On the other side, we have you know. Right wing. Health is up. Okay, I am caught up. No, okay, so first of all, I got it. I switched it over to the appropriate side when I noticed it in the first place. And second, home team's supposed to be on the blue side, so it's actually you guys that screwed it up. So don't give me crap for that. I'm catching up on things. Things didn't go smoothly for the startup. I was a little bit slow in getting everything up. But you're the ones that trolled me, not the other way around. So don't be jerks to me about it. If you want, you can go watch another stream. I don't really care. Anyways, back into the game. You guys think it's so easy, you'd cast. We have on the blue side, Deviled Keggs. Contender on the Nubrak, B-Train on the Gul'dan, VZ on the Uther, Andrew on the Sonya, and Raven X playing Alarak.
The battle begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3.
And on the right-hand side, in the red, we have Who Knows Gaming, Lupus64 on the Ragnaros, Shin Kaigen on the Kel'Thuzad, Dr. Ziegler playing the Brightwing, Eminem Hitman on the Rainer, and Wolf playing Johanna. So, kind of a double mage setup, sort of how you look at it with Alarak, although those auto attacks do plenty of work. Just simple rotations, mid bot, and it looks like Devil Cakes has a bit of the edge when it comes to that. Lupus, though, here up in the top lane, getting crushed a little bit by that Sonya. B-Train doing some work and putting some pressure onto Ragnaros. Early game is going to be a little slow for Who Knows Gaming. They'll be able to get their side, but contesting over top of camps can be difficult. I mean, if they want to poke their head in for a little bit of stun value and getting some stacks onto Kel'Thuzad, that's definitely all right. And it actually looks like we're going to see Devil Keggs just give up the bot camp. So, in fact... Sorry about that, guys. In fact, it was going in. You guys can chat now. It's okay. It's just you guys are giving me crap when I was trying to fix everything, so I got a little mad. But if you don't want to chat, that's your problem. Anyway, back into the rotations. 2 camps picked up for the price of 1. Sonya making a bit of a mid-rotation here. I don't know if they're looking for some pickoffs or if he's just trying to get like a double soak going. Sonya double soak's all right. It's not terrible. We're going to see both Bruiser camps being picked up by either team. Ragnaros seeing if he can pick up the extra, and a good use of the Brightwing. Making sure that they're getting that extra off-lane soak too as well while they're kind of doing all that kind of stuff like in the top part of the map. So good use of the global, just in case they did need a teleport in. If not, you've got the wave clear going in. Ziegler getting chunked out pretty hard. Lots of damage coming in there onto the Brightwing, so it's going to take a little while for that to be brought back up, as it is all sustained healing that comes out from it. Shinkaigen getting dove upon by the Nubrak, getting pretty low, but he does get quite a bit of stacks off of that push. And now it's 32 to 32. I mean, this is about as close as it gets. Ragnaros might be the deciding factor here, and it is going to be. And that's actually going to be Punisher number 1, Frozen Punisher, going to Who Knows Gaming. So pressure being applied here in the bot lane. They don't quite get the fort, but pretty good considering. Rainer's good siege. I don't think he went the executioner build that I saw being played the other day. For that extra bit of PvE damage in the early game. And we're going to see an invade come out. And I think with 5 men, especially with Ragnaros in the top lane, this is a very confident push that we're going to see. And that's actually 1 kill, 2 kills. Brightwing and Kel'Thuzad all taken out by Gul'dan and Alarak there. And that's going to be the first 2 kills on the board. First blood going to Devil Keggs on a nice camp invade. And, you know, that's what I like to see. Almost would have liked to see that a little bit earlier, as, again, I do feel like with Alarak versus Kel'Thuzad, you do still have quite a bit of early game advantage when it comes down to the camp invades. Especially when you got an Alarak, or Nubrak and Uther too as well to kind of follow up. You got fast fights that you can end really quickly. Eminem Hitman gonna get stunned and pulled back into his silence, but the teleport from Brightwing doing a very good job in keeping him alive. Might not have gotten the kill anyways in that situation, but it definitely helped out for sure. Ragnaros and Sonya fighting out, but Ravenex now might actually be in a bit of trouble. If he actually gets hit by this Condemn, this could be a problem. But he does not go down. Sorry about the mouse there. I've got a cat on my arm, and it made me kind of hit the sides there, unfortunately. So now, with the pressure applied, it looks like they're going to bring down 5 and do their own invade. Not going to get any kills off of this. But a nice pickoff on Brightwing. If she gets pulled in those types of situations, plus follow-up stun, she doesn't really have the burst healing on herself to keep things alive. So it's going to be a third kill. But, you know, Who Knows Gaming's been doing a pretty good job of staying in the experience, but then they lost Raynor off of that dive. We saw Sonya leap coming in to help secure that, and I'm not entirely sure if Ragnaros is going to live. He does manage to survive. I still have a bit of that cold. Bronchitis does take a long time to go away, guys, so I apologize for this sneeze. Thank you for your concern. Hopefully that wasn't sarcastic. Not really in the mood for it today. Lupus almost getting dove there, does get hit by the follow-up stun. Cocoon gonna come out onto Johanna, so the peels aren't there, but the Brightwing plus Emerald Wind does manage to keep Ragnaros alive, but things are looking pretty rough for the side. Oh, that was a really good stun into follow-up stun. D-Shield needing to be burned on Gul'dan to keep him alive, but they don't get the kill. But now we're back into this 19-19. And I think we're going to see another one. But here comes the dive. Leap coming out again, trying to secure that kill. Kel'Thuzad does put one out, and it does actually manage to kill the Gul'dan. Punisher's going to go down, and so is Alarak. So Who Knows Gaming getting on the board with 2 kills for 1 trade, and that is where you want it to happen. So they stayed relatively good in experience. They've gotten now 2 objectives over top of Devil Keggs. And the pressure appears to be mounting against them. Well played by Who Knows Gaming. You know, the last 2 games that I've seen them play so far, I've been actually quite impressed. I cast the Regen Blue matchup. And, you know, Regen Blue's no slouch team. Despite their record, they're still very good. And Who Knows Gaming played a solid set against them. If they manage to find an advantage here and maybe even pull off what I would consider kind of an upset victory here over Devil Keggs, not looking at the rank, just knowing what I know about Devil Keggs, I would be kind of surprised to see that happening. But right now, it is Who Knows Gaming, despite the losses in kills, that has a huge macro advantage as we see going into the mid game here. They're going to drop the second fort. That passive experience is going to tick away. They're going to be able to pick up 2 camps here. I think this is a little risky, though. We already saw camp invades coming up from Devil Keggs before. But it doesn't look like they're going to be going in any position to be able to stop that. So they're going to be able to pick up 2 Khazar camps in the mid and bot lane as well. I mean, that's a good strategy, Kime. Try to burn out all the luck so that you get the advantage. But both teams can't be lucky. Only one can actually win. And look at this, Who Knows Gaming just finding opportunities to get good macro pressure. And really leveraging the Raynor auto attack plus the Ragnaros capabilities here. But and there goes Ragnaros right into it. And big stun coming out onto 3. So that engagement sort of gets neutered a bit. And Gul'dan does go down. Eminem Hitman finding the kill onto B-Train. Or was that B-Train? Yeah, onto B-Train, I think. Unless they swap things around. Did I get the names wrong? No, I didn't. B-Train was playing the Gul'dan. So Shin Kaigen gets pressured really hard by Andrew there. But he's going to go down. And I'm going to point this out, guys. I didn't actually see this. We have Reign of Destruction. Memes of Destruction. I don't really know. I like new Reigns of Destruction. I don't think it's better than Horrify. And honestly, Reign of Destruction, I would like to see if you've got paired with like Anna. But without the Ana, I'm not as sold on that ultimate as one would think. Anyways, I mean, interesting. Interesting pickup. Who knows gaming doing their best to and really utilizing this Brightwing very well. I've been actually quite impressed with his timings on teleports, with his ability to macro. That top bruiser is going to be a problem. They do get a combo onto Contender. He's going to save out, but Rain of Destruction comes in and trying to zone them out. But it's still 12-12, and Ragnaros still has this camp. Nice stun onto both Wolf and Lupus there. Really trying to take advantage of the fact that Brightwing is not here. He's going to teleport in, but is it going to be in time? It's not. He goes down. Brightwing doesn't make it. He gets stunned out of it by Sonya in the top lane. And this is where it looks like Devil Keggs might be turning things around with 2 kills on the Shrine. That stun out of the Brightwing was huge. If that teleport came in with the... would have been really nasty. So Sonya had to split because that keep wall was taking pressure, and this is going to be the first Punisher for Devil Keggs. Now, Nubrak is out, but there is no Ragnaros defense here, so I do think that this is just one of those situations where you probably don't want to aggro the Punisher until your front line is back up. So Devil Keggs looks like they might be able to get some recovery here. They're going to push around up on the top, so Ragnaros is not going to defend. But we're also not going to see Devil Keggs push in. They're just going to go for map control. Which is fine, but I mean, this Punisher is extremely healthy. I wonder if this is a bit of a misplay. Sonya being top is fine, but I almost would have preferred to push in with 5 with a full health Arcane and Punisher, but it's not really up to me. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting question, but it did give them a bit of shrine control there. Put a lot of pressure onto that front line. In the end, it was the Brightwing holding the teleport for too long that was the problem. And Sonya probably getting a spear stun or a leap stun off of her teleport is more or less what stopped that from happening. So, Who Knows Gaming is still a level ahead in XP. They still have 2 forts to no forts on the side of Devil Keggs. So we're still seeing a situation where I feel like they are ahead. Ragnaros topping the damage numbers, at least in Hero. Gul'dan topping the siege numbers. Really close Sonya too as well, for that matter. So a successful steal in the Bruiser camp. We didn't see any type of engagement coming in from Devil Keggs. It looks like they are looking for one now. They know they don't want to lose the race to 20, and that they want to take some sort of fight before that becomes an actual threat. Now, I do think that the next objective will be available before 20, but I could be wrong. We are going to hit 19 here very soon. I think they leave Brightwing here in the bottom lane and they rotate up. Now, Andrew, in an interesting position, looking to get that kill onto Ragnaros. He's going to try to get himself out. Dr. Ziegler with that Emerald Wind is going to push Contender out behind the fort. Ragnaros is going to jump right into it, and I think Contender is going to die here. And that is exactly what a huge... That was a monstrous sulfurous smash coming in and setting up the Shadow Fisher to get the kill. That's going to be a 3-for-1 for nothing trade. That's huge. 20s are going to be here for Who Knows Gaming. They're going to have priority on this objective, and they're going to have 20s so far ahead of Devil Keggs that this top lane push could be an absolute disaster for them. Yeah, I was dead wrong. The objective was not available before 20. And they're going to leverage this 3-man, and this is actually the right play. The pull silence comes in on Wolf, and we're going to see Who Knows Gaming showing that they are not going to go quietly into the night this season. looking for another win in the last little bit here, and that is huge for them. It's still not over. Devil Keggs still has opportunities to come back into this game, absolutely. Zool Rules coming in to the chat. How's it going, buddy? Devil Keggs do make a good rotation into the bot lane. They're going to take out Brightwing, and that's actually going to set them up for the siege into the bottom. Looks like they might just be looking to end the game here off of that kill. I mean, that's probably ambitious. They're probably just looking for this keep just to even things out. But no. They're posturing for core. And I don't think Who Knows Gaming has realized quite yet the danger that they are in. They are going to get back, but is it going to be in time? And I don't think so. I think the backs were too slow. The kill on Brightwing is going to be enough, and this is going to be game number 1 going to Devil Keggs. So they just go for the core call, and they win. Holy crap. I did not see that one coming. And I don't think Who Knows Gaming did either. I think as soon as they saw the Brightwing pick in the bot lane, they just rotate down there for the defense. If all 5 members are there, there's no way they end. That was just... wow. All right. Game number 1 goes to Devil Keggs in interesting fashion. They find a pick on Brightwing in the bot lane and just go for core. That's late game for you guys. Got to be careful. You know, especially when you have that much siege damage. You have, you have Sonya. You have Gul'dan. Both of those are actually fantastic at doing just siege damage. And we can see actually right here, these two did significant amounts. Alarak isn't fantastic, but these two are really good at it. And Reign of the Destruction is a good siege tool. So, like, you could argue that Reign of the Destruction might have actually enabled them to end that game because it burned down the shield of the core really fast. So, despite me bitching about it, I think I was just shown really bad how good this can actually be on a siege. 8-11, it was 20-18, and it was Devil Keggs that come out with the victory. I mean, geez, guys, that was unexpected, but that is how you play Heroes of the Storm. You find those opportunities to get the wins, and you get them. You do what you can to win the game. That's what matters. Doesn't matter if you get the Punisher. It doesn't matter if you get all the kills. It doesn't matter if you get the experience lead. In the end, if you're not the one killing the core, you lose. So we'll be right back while I set up the next, or find out about the next game. Stick around. Hello, folks. Welcome back. We are here for game number 2. Adjust this a little bit. Between Deviled Keggs and Who Knows Gaming. And a very explosive end to the last game. Probably unexpected as the way it had been going up to that point. But Deviled Keggs finding the win condition and doing a good job. We're going to be going over to Sky Temple. And this one will be chosen by Who Knows Gaming. So we will be interested to see how this goes. Starting this out. And I am giving the ready signal. Should be smoother from here on out. So, I mean, Who Knows Gaming did a really good job in that last game. I think their delayed reaction to the push into the bot lane cost them the game. But up until that point, they'd been playing a very solid set. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of that. Now that I'm all prepped up and ready to go, I can actually do a bit of statistics here. So let us see what we see in bans and picks. Let's take a look at B West numbers for a few of those. And when being banned out, we might as well take a look at the hero. Popularity 29%. Average KDA is high, but 38% win rate means that he's not quite on the winning side of a lot of these things. Chen, of course, is a good ban, especially against B-Train, but in general speaking, it is a good pick. 26% popularity and almost 70% win rate does absolutely prove those points. Rexar is also sitting at a very similar... Actually, you could argue that that's a better statistic. At 53% popularity rate with a 64% win rate is absolutely devastatingly good. Johanna, I think, is kind of the quintessential main tank of this division. And we can see that 95% popularity with a 61% win rate definitely proves that it is a strong pickup in this matchup. The Haka, though, I don't think it's not bad. 22% popularity. He's not picked as frequently as other heroes, but it has been winning more than it has been losing. And that is always a good thing. So still going in that global. So we're going to see the Dahaka come in. And the Rainer. Again, Eminem Hitman has been showing that he does play that hero quite well. And has been quite strong on it. And Anubrak was the adjustment in ban from last game. And a good one. The Raveneck sticking with the Alarak. And Malfurion is instead going to be the healer this time around. The Uther worked out pretty well last game. Saved some heroes. But again, I do think the matchup overall was in Who Knows Gaming's favor up until basically the core call. And the Brightwing pickoff. Vala going to be banned. Now, I think this is a bit of a mistake just because the Vala player generally is the Alarak player. 24% popularity, which is significantly higher than Vala has been picked at all up to this season, so which is very good. 46% win rate. I think that's okay. Like, Vala is still sitting in a decent spot. It all comes down to if you're good at it, if your team is good at playing around the Vala, then it can be an impactful pick. If they're not, it tends to be a bit of a liability, and that often is the case. Tyrael is going to make his appearance. I've seen him quite frequently. And I mean, 3% is not a high percentage, but it's more than it has been in the past. And the 50% win rate is okay. So it's been working and not working. It pretty much a 50-50 split. Shinkaigen is going back again for that Kel'Thuzad. Interesting pickup there. They really like that DPS pairing, and it seems to be working for them for the most part. Arthas Nova. This is about as crazy as it gets. I think that there are definitely good arguments for Nova in certain options. I mean, B-Train could just be memeing a bit and going, hey, you know, I can play anything I want. And, I mean, that's fair. Stukov is going to be the choice here. And I like it because there's not a lot of ways to get on top of him. Alarak can displace him into a route. Nova can definitely poke at him. We're going to be swapping around the Nova and the Alarak unless they're... Stop it! Stop it! Don't do that shit. It doesn't serve any purpose other than just to piss me off. No, I honestly think that Nova can work. I do think that they are lower on the wave clear, but they've got a decent amount of it when you kind of put together Johanna, Alarak, and Arthas. At least as much as they need. Alarak's okay. Like, it's not great wave clear, but kind of all together, it's not too bad.
I would prepare for your ceaseless battle, if you wish to live.
Alrighty, looking for that 2-0 domination and to get themselves up a little bit higher in the standings, we have Deviled Keggs. B-Train on the Nova, so they did swap. Yeah, so they got it right. Ravenex on the Alarak, Andrew on the Arthas, VZ on the Malfurion, and Contender on the Johanna. See, when they do that swapping stuff, it just makes it difficult for me.
5,
Wolf on the Tyrael, Lupus 64 on the Dahaka, Dr. Ziegler on the Stukov, Shinkai again back on the Kel'Thuzad, Eminem Hitman playing the Rainer. So last time they played this, I saw them do a Lucio Tyrael. So they're still sticking with the Tyrael. Didn't go with the Lucio, though. Interesting design there. They also, I think, went for a Falstad with the Gust, which I liked a lot. So B-Train just hanging out here, scouting out the rotations. Actually was caught a little bit there, but no reactions from most of the team, so he's just gonna run away. So B-Train picking up the mid experience, not clearing, just trying to see if they can get it. The rotation does come through, and the camp was caught by Who Knows Gaming. B-Train gonna rotate quickly down to the bot lane and do kind of the same thing, maybe snipe at the camp a little bit. Good pull silence onto Kel'Thuzad. Bit of pressure being applied there by Shinkai again onto B-Train, just trying to scout him out a little bit more frequently. The Haka is going to come up here, and we're going to see Arthas actually make the rotation down to the bottom lane. I think they were concerned about an invade with using the Dahaka burrow. So they're just making sure Arthas was in a position where he can do. Now they're going to sacrifice a bit of minions here for that play. But, you know, losing kills and stuff like that and the camp can also be equally devastating. So it's a safe play. I don't think you want to maybe commit that rotation until you know that they're going to invade, but they looked like they were posturing enough that it was a decent enough possibility to be worried about. Eminem Hitman doing the here with Shinkaigen onto this camp. They're going to see if they can get their bruisers out. And we see the same thing happening here on the other side. Devil Keggs looking to match the bruiser camp capture. Both teams just making sure that they're getting all of the camps out during objectives or around objectives or before objectives and doing what they can to get the pressure out. Good map awareness. Macro from Who Knows Gaming is very good. So top shrine is going to be picked up by the Arthas, and this is good for Devil Keggs because they can... Oh no, it looks like the Haka might actually be in trouble. He's going to have to drop his essence to stay alive. And he stayed there, and now he has no essence, so interesting, but we do get the rotation coming out from the rest of Who Knows Gaming, maybe to see if they can get some pressure onto Johanna, it looks like. But now Shinkaigen is in a very bad spot. Andrew's going to actually get the pick off there. Tyrael's going to get the full channel, but they're going to give up a kill for that aggression, and I don't know if that was exactly the way you want to play that out. They do clear up the mid camp, though, so that's not going to be pushing in on their keep, and that was something to be a bit concerned about. They do come in to see if they can find Eminem Hitman, and he's actually in big trouble. I don't think he's going to be able to get out of here. I'm pretty sure he's going to go down, and that's going to be 2 kills for Devil Keggs. And yet another good start for Devil Keggs on the kills. Finding those kills, and they're taking them out. You know, Nova does provide a lot of good burst damage. If you get anyone kind of ice or, you know, pulled out of position, she can pick off any of those squishies quite well. So both Shinkaigen and Eminem Hitman do need to be worried about any of those times they get hit by the root CC chain. And once we have Blessed Shield, things are going to get even scarier. So not going Show of Force, going Chaos Reigns. I think there's a lot of arguments that you can make there. Show of Force kind of requires you to combo to get the passive generation out of it. Whereas this build doesn't make you do that. You still want to get as many combos as you can, but you can still use your W more utility. You don't have to worry about the 1-2-3 combo. And Kel'Thuzad getting picked off in the mid lane. Or top lane, sorry. It was top lane. I think. No, where was Alarak? Yeah, he was in the top lane. So it was a top lane kill. Again, he was caught out, went too far out, and got himself picked off. And that's going to be another kill there for Devil Keggs. And they're going to continue to apply pressure during this map. But I will say the macro in experience gain and all that kind of stuff coming out from the side of Who Knows Gaming is still very good. They've lost 3 kills, but they've still managed to maintain parity when it comes down to the experience. So 4-man push here in the bottom lane, trying to leverage the advantage with these siege giants. And everyone have to bear with me for a second. I need to close my window because for some reason at 8 o'clock at night we have a fucking bobcat outside my window doing construction work. Totally appreciative of that. Fucking assholes. So we're just gonna follow B-Train around for a half a second while I sort out my shit here. Look at that. Cam work I didn't even have to work for. The Eminem Hitman's got almost a half channel here, but the engagement is coming through onto the 4. And he's going to have to come up here and help out if they push in any farther because his retreat is mostly cut off. So they do sacrifice the remaining positioning. They did have half the channel on there, which is good. And they got a lot of pressure into that bot lane with that camp originally. And now we've got 10 versus 10. There are your heroics. We've got Sanctification, Hyperion, a good drag onto Johanna. They might be able to get the pressure into on it, but he does have a big heal on him, and I don't know if that's going to be enough. Sanctification does not net a kill. Hyperion does go down. They're going to see if they can put the pressure onto Andrew, though. He's in trouble. He's going to drop the thing, and but look at Shinkaigen. He was in the middle of the team and got himself picked off there. I think he was pulled out of position by Alarak, which did cost him the kill, and we're going to see if Tyrael can get out of here, and he does manage to. I think he will still be able to peel out. And it's Andrew's actually out in trouble. He gets picked off, so they do channel the bottom. And I think overall, this was a better fight. I agree with you. Who does do fucking construction at 8 o'clock at night in a residential area? I agree, 100%. It's like they don't give two fucks about anyone that lives around in this area. I'm not happy about it. So I closed my window, you know, because it's already fucking hot here. And I totally don't need that open at all, so that I can mitigate the sound. But if you guys hear a little bit of rumbling in the background or any of the stuff going on, I apologize. That's just, it's just going to be the way it is until they're done the work. So Devil Keggs looking to see if they can pick off Dr. Ziegler here in the bottom lane. We do see Tyrael rotating in to give him a little bit of help. Trying to keep that fort and that well alive. They are going to rotate back out again, as we can see Devil Keggs are sharking for some sort of advantage. Bottom is definitely a favorable capture for Who Knows Gaming. But now Shinkaigen out of position. And that's another big rotation coming in. Dahaka does come through, though, and he does land a big stun onto Malfurion. And so the 5v4 going well. Sanctification nullifying the counter-strike. We might get another tongue onto Ravenex here. A silence pool coming out, but it's actually going to land onto... And they do get the kill. Eminem Hitman sniping Ravenex. And that is the kill that we were looking for. So here's the problem. That's a 2-for-1 trade for Who Knows Gaming. They're going to get this full channel of the bot, and they might even still have time to come up into the mid and actually contest. Now, I think they were better off leaving Dahaka into the bot lane. I don't know why they left. Shinkaigen also getting caught out again. These huge flanks coming in from the side are putting a ton of pressure onto the backliners, and there's not a lot that the front line is managing to do, but Dr. Ziegler is able to get away. So they really need to watch these flanks. That's like the third time I've seen where they've been able to get favorable position onto Shinkaigen and take him out. But, and Eminem Hitman now is in big trouble. B-Train looking for the snipe. Dr. Ziegler does come in time, but they need to get out of here. Tyrael is going to give them a bit of a runaround here. I don't know what he was trying to pull off there. Yeah, he's going to die. So a little bit of positional mistakes here are kind of costing Who Knows Gaming a bit in the mid game here. They had a significant lead.
My temple's power has been...
But they keep allowing these flanks to come in. Oh, that was good. They waited really well there. Shinkaigen's going to look to see if he can get the combo onto him, and he might actually get the kill. He doesn't quite get the finish, but look how low they are. Contender has no health. This boss is below. We get the nice dig coming in from Lupus64. He picks off the Nova in the back, and that's going to be a boss going to Who Knows Gaming. They actually pick up the advantage here. Holy shit. So B-Train going for that sneaky camp here during a boss call actually cost them the boss, as he got hit with a combo from Shinkaigen, and then he got flanked by the dig from Lupus64, and this is going to do structure damage. Nova's still down for another second. They're going to get through the front wall here. That's a big root onto 3 targets. They need to not clump there that hard, but boss is through. But full defense is here. Nice isolation onto Arthas is definitely going to mitigate their ability to do anything here. Andrew does, though, get good positioning onto the back line with a great root. And a good pull into silence, almost kills Ziegler. Malfurion steps up with the silence and is going to get the pick off onto Dahaka. The counterstrike comes out, but isn't going to kill anyone. Dr. Ziegler, though, I feel might have killed himself. And so despite the boss hitting core, that is a 3-for-0 trade. You know, I think they overcommitted to that fight on the side of Who Knows Gaming significantly. I don't think that... I think the keep was going to go down once they hit the isolation and moved Arthas back out. I do think that after that, they sort of just kind of gave them that advantage. So we're going to see a 3-2 split here. And they're going to look to even up the structures with 2 objectives. And that's going to do a pretty good job of doing exactly that. Dahaka is going to dig up here, though. But they're really going to have to make something happen here because now it's hit and keeps. And things have evened up pretty hard against Who Knows Gaming. They are going to back off on the top shrine. Half a channel stairs. So they got 1.5 full channels. And the only thing that is in Who Knows Gaming favor at this moment is the fact that they had that keep with the boss steal. And that the rest of this temple is going to put this top in dire straits.
The magic of the temple sleeps until I choose.
Yeah, it's definitely gone back and forth. In fact, this whole matchup has been a lot of that. It's been Who Knows Gaming finding a lot of good opportunities to leverage macro advantages into tangible, you know, almost victories. Especially on that boss call. But then they've been overcommitting into things and not succeeding in team fights. And that's been costing them. Nice scout by Wolf, just making sure that no one gets picked off here in the mid rotation. Devil Keggs trying to protect this camp. They wanted to push up this lane a bit more consistently. But not going to happen. And we're going to see the full rotation come out. But both these teams are probably going to hit 20 around the same time, barring a big fight. And I do see Nova's positioning here in the bottom of the lane. 50 seconds on this camp, 53 on this one. So still plenty of time before any major rotation needs to be made back there. And we're seeing almost 5-man rotations from both squads here. Let's bring up the damage numbers. I need to remember to turn that on and off a little bit more frequently. So it looked like they got a positioning on Shinkaigen again, but the DPS weren't in a reasonable spot for anything to happen there. 33 seconds on boss. Siege camps are up. And I think we're going to have invades coming out onto siege camps here. Though Dahaka, oh no, Shinkaigen getting picked off again, and he just got bursted down so fast. Twilight Dream coming out to see if they can secure the kill on Dahaka. They get very close. Eminem Hitman now is the one in trouble, but he uses that giddy up to get himself out of trouble. And this is Devil Keggs finding another big pickoff onto Kel'Thuzad. Now, he does have the return. So, they are going to forfeit their camps into the bot lane. And boss positioning. Now, did Devil Keggs realize that Kel'Thuzad is back on the table yet? Nope, but Dahaka is in big, big trouble. And, you know, it's just these little instances here that are not going so well. This is game 2. Dahaka getting picked off there is a real problem. Next objective is available. Boss is still up. And we're going to see them trying to aggress onto Shinkaigen. And with Deadly Charge, level 20s, Sanctification has to come out. But it's not going to keep him alive, though it is very close. But the root comes out, and he's going to die here. And I think that this might actually be a real problem now. Eminem, Hitman, and Wolf do manage to disengage. But that's going to be a boss. And this late into the game, boss into an open keep with the siege camp, with the wave clear. It's going to be a little bit of a rough exchange. So really, Who Knows Gaming has just not been able to get ahead in any of these late game team fights. And it's been costing them in their macro as well. They're still ahead in keeps. That camp's going to help. They're going to need to 5-man defend this, though. I don't think putting Raynor into this top lane is the right call. I think he's just looking for a bit of shots to help out, but they really need to get him to go back. Because this boss could quite legitimately end the game. And they realize that's the case, so he's going to back out. Andrew is just going to push forward, see if they can get on top of Stukov. Stukov actually manages to get away. And huge comment coming on Andrew, but he's going to be perfectly fine. Dahaka is super low, though. Silence, stun, silence, displacement, all being huge. But Arthas does go down. He was too deep. No kills came out of it. Boss is going to get cleared up. I don't think that they can end here. But they're going to try. They're going to push in on it. And Wolf got low. He actually does go down. Is the burst damage going to land on anything significant? It does land onto the boss. Ziegler doing his best to stay alive. We get a huge root silence. And a big combo might come out to kill BZ. He's super low. Lupus doing his best. And they do get the pick off. That's going to be a kill onto 3. Ravenex is going to die. That is going to be a huge swing. Objective is still available. Top camp is pushing in. 3 are dead. I would actually just go for core here. You don't have sanctification, but all they have is Johanna Nova. But Arthas will be up in 20 seconds, so I think the safer play here is go for the camp. Go for the objective. And secure yourself an advantage here. They can definitely take this camp here, though. But they have to have everybody available for this. If they come in here and Nova spots this out, Dr. Ziegler might actually get himself sniped by a Nova here. It's taking way too much damage from that. They do get it.
You have stolen enough of my temple's power.
So top camp is going to be pushing in. No end calls are happening here. I'm going to point out that Kel'Thuzad did not get his stacks until that fight under the boss. So now that he has his stacks, I mean, the amount of damage that he's going to be able to pull off is significant. Also, going to point out 133% sadism was reset on Ravenex, which does mean that that his kill potential is going to be significantly less. I'm sorry about the camera work, guys. I'm so bad. And now we see Who Knows Gaming, seeing if they can find themselves a pickoff. But Wolf gets spotted out, pulled out of the bush, comboed. And that's going to be that for the moment. Both teams seem to be posturing around this camp. And in fact, they're going to engage onto the Dahaka, but no damage was done. Cooldowns were used. Bribe is going to be used. They did zone them off the camp. Now, trading 1-for-1 is advantageous for Who Knows Gaming, and they can use that global to leverage a big advantage here, and I'd really like to see them do that. And Double Keggs is going to be looking for a fight here. They do not want to give any channel progress.
Guardians, do not let these
I mean, this could end the game. In fact, they realize that, and now we're going to see Devil Keggs looking for that Shinkaigen, and he's actually in big trouble. They can actually get a huge amount of pressure here. Sanctification is going to have to come down, and they're going to knock them back. Engagements all out everywhere. Dahaka trying to avoid the root. Good positioning there by Double Keggs. They get a huge pull into silence, and that is going to be Dahaka going down. And I think just these late game team fights have not been going in favor of Who Knows Gaming, and it might actually cost them the game here, although a huge combo coming out. Killing Contender technically, but because he does have... although Andrew's super low, he does get picked off. That could be a saving grace. That's a 1 for 3. 2 for 3. Objectives. Objectives. All they have to do is objectives. They can do it. They're going to split both objectives here. We need Who Knows Gaming to get positioning on one of these. They cannot sit here and take all of this fire.
Team's core is being assaulted.
But they're going to give them up. But do they take keeps? I don't know. This is a really tight game, guys. Mid objective is still available, but despite having parity and now advantage, they're not going for it. I'm so confused by some of the shot calling here from New Who Knows Gaming. They can take this. This is theirs. I guess it won't matter. It's not going to take the shield out. So it's not the biggest deal whether they secure this or not. So this is another objective phase that's not going to end the game. It will get a bit of percentage. So now it's the boss. The boss is the big thing here. This top camp is pushing in with a couple catapults though. And they get a kill on Alarak, and I missed it! Oh my god! Holy shit! With that kill on Alarak, this is dire straits for Double Keggs. I think they're actually gonna... Who Knows Gaming is just gonna go for the core. Camp is on the core. Catapults are on the core. They might as well just go for the core. And that's exactly what's gonna happen here. They're gonna try to delay things out. Punish does get finished. Huge combo coming out to see if they get the kill. Silence coming in onto 4 members. And Shin Kaigen gets killed here. Sanctification does come out. They're trying to apply the pressure that they need to, but I think that they may have failed the score call. Wolf doing his best to push this out. And Shin Kaigen did not have the reset on his deaths. All of this lane pressure is super bad for Doubled Keggs, 31%. I think the boss was the right call. I really do think that Double Keggs might just pull off a victory here with a boss call while Kel'Thuzad is dead. We'll have to see. That they could have bossed there so for sure. And now they can't. They can't force it. But one objective wins the game. Put Dahaka top. The rest go into the bot lane. Force both locations. And Double Keggs isn't going to care. They're just going to go for boss? I am so confused by these shot calls. But they lose. The objective is going to win at a 30% core. Exactly. Double Keggs have no choice. They have to come up here. And Dahaka, he can just zap down here to the bottom lane if they come up to the fight. In fact, he's going to go for the dig. And this is going to be GG. Double Keggs are going to lose game number 2 on Sky Temple to Who Knows Gaming. GG. Well played. Jesus. What is this? What is this game? I don't know what's going on. It's crazy out here. It's crazy. Holy shit. I mean, Shin Kaigen was killed 8 times in that matchup. He almost did. He did half the damage that Raynor did. But in the end, the macro play is what won the game. And that's going to be game number 2. Oh, geez, guys. So, Who Knows Gaming taking, almost winning game number 1, but losing to a very deft core call by Devil Keggs. And game number 2 was a really big slap fest both ways. But the thing about Sky Temple is if you get that macro advantage and the enemy team can't get anything back from the team fights, then that's typically how the game goes. So we're gonna go do a quick break, guys, while we set up game number 3. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Sorry for the delay, folks. I had to use the bathroom quickly while we were on the break. We're going into game number 3. Battlefield Eternity is going to be our next match. This was picked by Deviled Keggs, so we shall see how this one goes. Map pick has been winning so far today, so we'll see if that trend continues.
Battlefield of eternity.
So Chen continuing to be the big man here in game number 3. Anduin going to be removed. Don't want any more of those save options available. Alarak going to be banned out as it was picked in both games. And this is one of those maps where you could argue Alarak probably excels the most, as there's less macro and more team fighting. And he can pull in on defenses, which is really good. And Vala is going to be first pick. Alarak statistics for you in B West Division. Not looking so good. And we're going to get Hanzo Johanna out of the team in blue. Take a look at those friendly Hanzo stats. 20% popularity, 36% win rate. Not all that surprising. He's a tough hero to get good value out of. ETC is going to be pick up for Who Knows Gaming. It's been the first time that hero seems to have actually been at all contested. Thrall is going to be picked up for the off lane, which I think is fantastic on this map in particular. Again, you don't need a lot of wave clear or macro. So, enabling that team fight does help out a lot. Malfurion being banned out. Actually interested about the Malfurion stats. It was very good in the last game. Those Twilight Dreams turned so many fights in favor of Deviled Keggs. 1% popularity and 100% win rate. That tells you something. It has not been picked nearly enough in this division. Malfurion's still probably one of the sneaky good heroes on the map. And Jaina going to be banned out. Jaina's power on this level is subject. She's still always good in team fights, but her race isn't the best. It's not terrible, but it's not really great. And isn't sitting with a super high win rate. So Tyrande is going to go over, which I like that pickup, especially on this map. And Arthas is going to remain in the hands of Andrew, so Arthas was definitely getting kills. Like, I mean, when it came down to team fights, they were doing a really good job. Let's look at those tasty Tyrande stats. Decent popularity, reasonable win rate. And we're going to get Lily Mephisto. I don't know what happened to this draft, but it just got funky. Seems like Shin Kaigen really likes those kind of off-meta mages in his games. Well, we'll see if it pays off. They do have good race, and Mephisto will get lots of value on team fights in this area. Lots of chokes to get good damage out. B-Train is going to go for that Zuljin. 2% popularity, decent win rate. Good on this map. All right, we're 1-1. Let's see who can pull off the victory here. Who knows gaming? Not looking for, can't get the domination, and neither can Deviled Keggs. So it just comes down to resilience here. We're gonna start on the blue side. We have VZ on the Tyrande, Contender on the Johanna, B-Train playing Zuljin, Ravenex on the Hanzo, Andrew playing Arthas, Deviled Keggs. And on the red side, we have Who Knows Gaming, Eminem Hitman on the Vala, Shinkaigen playing the Mephisto, Wolf on the ETC, Dr. Ziegler on the Lili, and Lupus playing Thrall. Who Knows Gaming looking up that Lili win rate some more in this division. I think it's still 100%, so we'll see if that continues to be the case. Thrall versus Arthas matchup is Thrall loses early until he gets echoed, which I don't know if he even went. Yeah, he did. Then Thrall generally outscales him, but we'll see. It can be a good matchup overall for Arthas. Bot lane is another story, though. They have really good sustained burst pressure onto Wolf. And Lili in the early game is going to struggle a bit to keep everyone alive. Shinkaigen's going to go out to get some damage. He's going to take a lot of reverse poke damage. Some good heals coming out. That AoE is going to be maybe a bit of a problem for Tyrande overall, especially as Mephisto starts to scale. Thrall does lose in the top lane. Doesn't have that echoed of elements. He went in too early for that fight, and this is what I'm talking about. Once Thrall gets Ancestral Wrath and stacked on his Q, he can win that fight actually pretty well. But until that happens, he can't. I like Contender always taking those aggressive rotations. And Kaigen, though, looks like he's going to die. He's out of place. They look to pick him off, but he doesn't zap back in time, and they don't get the kill. Gonna have to be a bit careful here. He does get a heal on his Q once he hits level 4. Thrall back into the top lane. We can still see a slight advantage, though, in experience from Deviled Keggs. We see a big 4-man condemn coming out from Contender. He is getting poked out pretty hard by Eminem Hitman, but it's still looking pretty good for the boys in blue here. Lots of poke damage there from Hanzo onto Vala. Hanzo-Vala matchup is always an interesting one, as Hanzo can get a lot of free damage onto Vala out of her range, but it is very skill shot based and she can dodge it. So it really ends up being a bit of a skill matchup between those two. Both teams getting their camps. Little bit delayed capture on both sides. Deviled Keggs actually looking to hold theirs a little longer, as they want the objective fully activated when this thing starts pushing through, as that makes it much harder to clear. Lupus gets full rotated on. The stuns don't fully land, but I don't think he's going to live anyways. Are they going to sacrifice too much, though, in burn for that? We'll have to see. Oh, no. Deviled Keggs able to just dish out the deeps with that Hunter's Mark. And with positioning on the Immortal, they're probably going to be able to get this too. It'll be a race, but I'm pretty sure without Q build being stacked, it's going to go in favor of Double Keggs. And that's going to be first objective. Again, another big early game advantage. 2 pickoffs on Thrall in the top lane.
Brings order to this realm.
Echo of the Elements not quite stacked yet. He still needs another 5. Double Keggs looking for that rotation on the defense to see if they can get some pickoffs there. This is a pretty low shield Immortal, though. It shouldn't get a ton of value. Wolf is going to step out to get damage in. He's going to take a lot of pressure. But they got the shield down. Immortal's about half health, so it is ambitious to assume that this will be getting anything more than the front wall. Maybe pick off the well, but I don't think it's going to happen. So front wall down, a little bit of damage onto the keep. A little bit of an fort, a little bit of experience advantage. And is Thrall going to get his Echo of the Elements? I don't know. He really needs to nail it. There we go. And in the meantime, we have a 4v4 in the top lane, and Contender looking like he's getting poked out pretty hard. We have Shinkaigen getting a lot of damage onto that backline, although he was in a bit of a risky position with that teleport. Really doing his best to get those Qs out. And again, he does have... Did he? He did not go the heal. Increase regeneration, globe, healing duration by 125% every tick. I think Kaigen actually in big trouble. I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of this. He's going to teleport back in, and they might be able to get the kill, but no. Lily manages to get him back up. 75 from that block party, making sure that he doesn't take too much damage. And it was just a friendly little trade. Experience is almost even again. Still a slight advantage for Devil Keggs because of the kills.
We immortals shall return before long, heroes.
Mephisto going to make a rotation down here. I think he was trying to be sneaky, but the wave was pushed out too far, so he didn't manage to get it. That was a good dodge on the route. Going to take a lot of damage there from Hanzo. And that's going to be a camp for Devil Keggs. They were just in better position to grab that, and who knows, Gaming didn't want to commit. So, objective is up. We're going to see Devil Keggs go right for the burn, I think. Zul'jin already starting on it. Defense coming out. Stuns almost landing, but Shinkaigen getting a bunch of pressure in. Luckily, he didn't have a circle underneath his feet after the teleport. And in the end, this burn is going to go in favor of Doubled Keggs. Zul'jin was able to get the halftime show. And no kills were got by Who Knows Gaming in that exchange. So now they're on the defensive side. This is kind of a lucky spawn, just given the positioning that they were in. Hanzo's going to get a lot of free poke, though, so it's going to be a bit of a scary situation for that. Kai can get lots of damage onto Zul'jin. And I think Andrew might be in a bit of a bind. He does get a root, though, to keep him alive. Vala's just going to pop over and go get some race done. We're going to see taps come out. And still 3 sitting here for the defense. Contender coming in with very little health. In fact, so little that he might die here. Ancestral Wrath, I think, might have been popped there to get him down. The tap helping kind of mitigate it. Dr. Ziegler getting engaged upon by Andrew. We still have Vala going for the race. Are they going to be able to win it? I don't think so. It's really close, actually. I think he's going to. Wolf, 29 health, doesn't die. And Who Knows Gaming pulls off the victory on the Immortal. There's no shield on this thing. It literally has no health. It is just going to be raw auto attacks onto this wall here, and that's going to be easier clear, definitely, for Devil Keggs. And in fact, knowing this, we're going to see the rotation come out from Who Knows Gaming, and we've been seeing a bit of this where they are just good at being aggressive in other lanes. Andrew actually needs to be careful here. He can die. In fact, might, in fact, die, and that does look like that's what's going to happen here. And so they're like, well, we can't get a fort with the objective, so let's just go top, kill Andrew, and take this. Very good shot calling there by Who Knows Gaming, finding a good win condition, or a good condition, given how tight it was for them to actually pull off that victory on the objective. Oh, man. Double Keggs, I don't know if they were expecting such a good game, or such a good set of games from Who Knows Gaming, given their start to the season, but so far it's looking quite good. A little bit of lane pressure and poke damage coming up from Who Knows Gaming onto the bot fort. They really getting good position on this game yet again. Again, behind in kills, but it's not mattering. The objective win, the fort capture, the kill in top lane has really evened things out for them, and they're now sitting in a really good spot. In fact, these Khazra are being allowed to kind of push in on this, and that actually got a bit more damage done to the fort. That's it's good for them. If they win another objective, that fort's going to drop, like, really fast. So they're stalling it out. I don't think you need to stall out at this point. I mean... And I would say somewhat fortuitous. I'm not sure who burns this faster. I think it's going to be Double Keggs, but it's really damn close. So 3,000 advantage for Double Keggs. So that was probably a favorable grab for them. So luckily, though, for Who Knows Gaming, this is going to spawn on their side. Vala's going to split down. They're going to give up a bunch of poke damage on this, and that's probably going to allow Devil Keggs, especially with Starfall coming out, to put some good pressure in on this Immortal. But the bottom camp is cleared out, and top camp is not. Eminem Hitman did not land that Q onto B-Train, and if he had, that would have been very bad. But here comes the ult out, and that is a huge one. I don't know if Feezy is going to be able to get out away from this. They get the kill, and that's 2 for nothing, maybe 3. In fact, they do. They get the kill on Arthas, and things are turning around for Who Knows Gaming. This camp is pushing up on the keep wall, and this is going to be a half health. 7,000 on the shield. It's respectable. It's not great, but it's not bad. But they prep that lane really well. They can take out this fort before defense even comes up. In fact, I'd really like to see them force in on this. No. Let Thrall clear up, and you guys just move in on this. Just clear it. There's your damage numbers. Mephisto doing really well. I think he's extremely underestimated in the current meta. Look at all of that damage. Oh my god, he gets the kill on VZ, and that's just huge. The damage output is insane. Vala gets the pick off on Hanzo. And things are going from bad to worse for Devil Keggs on their map pick, by the way. Pressure coming in, putting pressure onto B-Train. This keep is going to go down. They get the kill on Arthas, and this is actually going to be an end of the game. Mosh pit comes down, secures contender, half health Immortal, 2 dead. I mean, why not? You've got an Arthas, you've got a Thrall and a Vala. Lots of auto attacks here. Cups comes out to keep everybody awake. They're gonna just go in for this all in. And I think this is gonna be GG for Who Knows Gaming. Well played. And there you have it. That Mephisto damage at the end was insane. Tronda's health bar just melted. Absolutely melted. So, huge victory for Who Knows Gaming, and that climb into playoff position. The dream is alive, and it is continuing. Well done. Here's your talent choices. And I'll put us onto the other screen while I set up potentially an interview. So Monkus is not here at the moment. I'm going to remove that. It is, in fact, Windows Gaming. All right, that's sorted out. Let's pop up the overview so everyone can see what happened if you're just coming in.
Powering on. Mic on.
How's it going?
It's going good.
So, 2 games I've casted for you guys, and 2 games you've won. I might be your good luck charm.
You might be our good luck charm. You just wanted to talk to me more, I think.
Absolutely. So, you guys pull it off. A 2-1 victory over Deviled Keggs. Were you guys worried about this matchup before going into it?
A little bit. Just because they have a lot of things they can flex into, it looks like. They look like they have a lot of depth on some of their heroes.
They certainly do. But lots of longtime NGS players there on the side. And, you know, you guys kind of a relatively new team to the NGS scene. Definitely good statement to make off the bat. I imagine you definitely would have appreciated the 2-0 victory, but 2-1 is still a win. So definitely keeping those playoff dreams alive that we discussed last time you were on the show.
Yep, we would like to make it to the playoffs. That's always the dream.
It's looking more and more likely if you guys can win a few more matchups. So fantastic done today. Now game number 1. You know, again, macro, the team fights in all 3 games, well, actually, in the first 2 games at least, you guys were giving away some early kills. You found good ones at certain times that helped amplify, but the macro and the decisions on the map was pretty damn solid across the board. Do you guys not sweat a lot of the deaths and just kind of just make sure that your shot calling is on point? And making sure that you're picking up that experience so that you can make up the difference?
Yeah, we just worry about the macro on those, and if we have a person die, it's not the end of the world unless they take the core. Like, it's...
Speaking of which...
they took the core, and...
Game number 1 was exactly that scenario. You guys were handily ahead. Brightwing got picked off. Was it just that you guys didn't believe they would go? Were you guys thinking, oh well, they'll go for keep, but we end with this? Is that kind of how the comms went? And then next thing you know, they're pushing up on the core, and you guys are like, "Oh crap!"
Yeah, we thought we would be able to clear it and get back in time if they decided to keep going, and they went all the way, and I don't think we expected Gul'dan to throw that much siege damage out that quick.
Well, Raid of Vengeance was a controversial pick, or Reign of Destruction was a controversial pick, but in that specific instance, you could argue it probably won them the game.
Yeah, because the shields went from like full to 80% in like half a second.
Yeah.
And that's when we realized we screwed up.
Yeah, I think most people aren't used to going against it, and so you understate the amount of siege damage that ability can actually bring to the table, and Devil Keggs did a good job of leveraging that, despite the fact that, I mean, up till that point, I thought the game was yours. So, game number 2. So you guys didn't really go for the Lucio the Lucio Tyrael Falstad comp that I saw you guys take against Region Blue. Made me a little sad. Actually, you went for the Kel'Thuzad instead. Was that just because of specific player hero pools? Because was it Shin Kaigen that wasn't available in the Sky Temple game versus Region Blue?
Yeah, he wasn't available when we played Region Blue.
Got it. Okay. And he's your main roster member.
Yes.
So that probably explains why you had a bit of an adjustment there in the draft with the Kel'Thuzad.
Yeah, and we were talking about still picking Falstead, and we didn't. I don't have a reason other than we just didn't do it.
You guys with the Dahaka still managed to leverage good macro control, despite, especially in the late game, losing a lot of confrontations. But I was really impressed with your ability to mitigate the losses. So there wasn't a lot of 5-man team wipes. If you guys got picked off, it was 1 or 2 members, and then the rest of the disengage was really well done.
Yeah. Yeah, we were trying to just not lose the fight wholeheartedly and end up in a really bad spot. And when we thought we were about to get in a really bad spot, Hitman and Shin Kaigen stepped up and were able to get a pick or two almost every time to stop the bleeding.
Now, considering what we saw from Shin Kaigen on Mephisto in game number 3, I have to wonder if maybe that was the right pick for you guys on game number 2.
I want to know why he hasn't shown that he can play Mephisto to us yet.
Oh yeah, that's your first time.
That was the first time we have played with Mephisto.
You had no idea he could play that. Holy shit. Well, I gotta tell you, in game number 2, Kel'Thuzad had a hard time. 8 deaths. He had less than he had half of Rainer's damage, and I think overall was somewhat carried through by the kind of the rest of the team doing what they needed to do on the map. But I would never say that was the case in game 3 with that Mephisto pick.
Yeah, that Mephisto pick was crazy. I didn't even realize what they were doing in the fight when I chased Tyrande, and we're like, yeah, we just got the fight pretty much by ourselves with Mephisto Vol. I'm like, what? Because I decided to chase Tyrande towards the top lane and come back, and they're killing the Immortal by themselves, and it's like, well, I can go be a specialist and not play this game anymore.
So when you
need a tank.
Yeah, so when you were taking to BOE, are you guys concerned, or is that a map you feel generally comfortable on?
I think the team as a whole is like 50-50 on that, because some of us don't like playing it, and the others is like, it's an old map, it's been here forever, we like it. And
well, you guys did well. You ended the game on the 3rd Immortal. And again, I think the Mephisto pick took Devil Keggs by surprise. I don't think they were expecting the amount of backline damage he was able to put up. And then Eminem Hitman was able to, in all 3 of those games, I would say, find the right positioning to get the damage into the priority targets. Is he the one calling the targets in fights, or is it a collective thing, or how is it that you guys are finding those pickoffs, or is he just silently just knocking those people out and you guys are like, oh, hey?
He pretty much just goes on his own and decides how he's going to go to the fight as we start it. Okay. We don't really tell him, but if we can find a person that's slightly out, we'll call it and go for that. Because I thought we were all going to chase 3 of the members top lane at the end, and they went towards the Immortal as they were falling back. So I wasn't on the same page. They were right. I was wrong.
Well, regardless, guys, I was really impressed with the play in all 3 games. Like, you lost the first game, but it was just kind of like they caught you by surprise. You know, it was a great shot call. It's one of those things that if you don't see it coming and you can't make that immediate call like, oh shit, we're gonna lose the game here if we don't be. You just don't know, and you know, next time it comes around, you're gonna know, right? So they can only catch you with something like that once.
Yeah.
In game number 2, I think that the Kel'Thuzad pick might have put you back a little bit, but again, you guys collectively pulled together really well and made sure that you still got the macro that you needed, and then you know you got them into a nice checkmate position, double altar, you know, 5-man top with the Dahaka dividing at the bottom, and there was really nothing else there. I was a little concerned about the core call when you guys got the pick on Alarak, and why you didn't go for the boss there.
We thought we could end with Sanct, but we didn't get close enough to be able to use Sanct with the extra damage.
Fair enough. So you're trying to follow the, hey, well, we can just end here kind of mantra, and just kind of got told that wasn't the case this time.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You got to make those calls. There's nothing wrong with it. Anyways, so and then in game number 3, I think went handily in your guys' favor, and the draft was very good, and the picks you went for. So going forward, Devil Keggs is now out of the way. Who's next?
I think we have Soak Every Lane.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now, Soak Every Lane is what I would consider the raid boss of B West right now. Them and Uncomfortably Numb are probably the biggest things. You guys already played Uncomfortably Numb, though, right?
Yeah, that was a quick 0-2.
Yeah, I mean, even my team were like, UN's a good team. You know, but Soak Every Lane, it's a big boss. But I think if you guys come in with some really good, sorry, the real Papa Steph. I'm not implying that Shinkaigen is bad at Kel'Thuzad. I was just saying he had a hard time of it in game number 2.
They had his number hard that game.
Yeah, it's just the pick just didn't work for them on that map specifically. But the fact that you guys pulled off the win, I think, is more of a testament to how well you guys pulled it off in the team. So, well, Soak Every Lane's a big boss. I hope you guys prepare and scout well going into that matchup. And maybe I can get the cast right. I'm actually casting them tonight, right after this set. So, you know, if everyone wants to stick around to watch that up, it'll be at 10 my time or 9 p.m. PST. So, anyways, since we're still here in the interview, I'll let you get to the shout-outs that you can go celebrate.
Shout-outs to my team. We kept it cool throughout. After the game 1 loss, game 2 being so back and forth. It was great. It was nice having Doctor here for the night, not ditching us. And Shinkaigen pulled miracles out of himself on game 3. Shout out to you for casting us again. We thought we were going to be a castless team tonight. And shout out to Devil Keggs. That was probably the most fun series I've personally had this whole season so far.
Yeah, it was a really good set. Very back and forth. I think there was nothing but exciting moments all the way through. And I agree with that shout out. They did a wonderful job.
Yep.
Alrighty, if that's going to be it, I'll let you go. Thanks for coming in for the interview again, and hopefully we'll see you around the block.
All right, thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Well, everybody, that is going to be it for me for now. I will be back here in about 45 minutes, so I'm just going to host us to whoever happens to have a match at this moment. And we'll go from there. So stay tuned. I will get you hosted, and then we'll be right back here in about 45 minutes. Thanks for watching.